What's up, y'all? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's get a little spicy because, girl, we got some things to talk about as it pertains to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Because we do talk about a lot of things over here. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So let's do an update first before we get in our new information. All right. In my last spicy corner, we talked about Kelly being hit with a $223,000 default judgment. My God, on today. Okay. And we also talked about the whole pregnancy rumors and Claudia Jordan addressing the clapback. So, first, let's talk about the whole Claudia Jordan pregnancy rumors and addressing the clapback. So, it looks like she can now, I guess, rest in a sense because Cynthia confirmed on her Humble Brag podcast with Crystal that, in fact, an announcement did happen. So, this was posted by Jay's reality blog, and it says this. Cynthia Bailey confirms someone not on her couch announced they were pregnant at the season 17 reunion. All right. Now, we all know that right now the people that are under speculations as to being pregnant is K. Michelle, Kelly, Shamea, and Pinky. Now, I feel like the person who would get the worst of the backlash would be Kelly because we see the financial debt she in, okay? So I don't think it's Kelly, and Kelly already got 4 kids and she's a single mom. It's not given that she wants to have another baby, all right? So then next would potentially be Pinky because I mean, like, she kind of gives fertile myrtle. All them kids she had back to back. And then the other two would be Shamea and K. Michelle. But we do know that Shamea and K. Michelle struggled to get pregnant because they had to go under the IVF process. All right. So I don't know. I feel like it's not Kelly. Pinky actually came out, well, not really officially, but somebody was in her comments, and this is what the person said. Girl, is you pregnant or not? That's the word we're worried about. And then Pinky responded to this person by saying, I got too many damn kids already. Why it gotta be me? LOL. So she could be telling the truth, or she could be, lying in order to have the announcement be officially made on, the reunion stage. But I don't know. She could be pregnant. She could not be pregnant. Then I look at K. Michelle and Shamea. Neither one of them have come out. Neither Kelly has not come out and said, yes, I'm pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant. So it's a toss up. It is a toss up. But I do think, why are they trying to ruin the announcement? Like, why not just wait and let people announce their announcements and let us be excited? Like, now that we know it's coming, it kind of, in my mind, kind of dampens the announcement, but that's just my opinion. So moving on, let's go to Kelly. So the only reason why we're talking about Kelly is because this page called reality T underscore recap on Instagram posted about Kelly's default judgment. It says RHOAs, Kelly Farrell faces collections effort after nearly $223,000 California judgment is enforced in Georgia. And Porsha liked it. And y'all know the way that they have it on Instagram. Like, if someone is following you or you follow them, you'll see what they like. So you clearly see that it's Porsha in the likes, as well as that little icon that floats on the Instagram images is up there too. I said, dang, girl, I thought y'all was cool. So I guess at the reunion, things went a little south. Cause not you out here liking that this lady has to pay $223,000. Well, that's what you get with Patty Porsha. All right, y'all. So let's get into a few social media posts. So before the episode aired, Andy basically got on his Instagram and posted this video pretty much stating that the episode that aired on Sunday night was very dark and basically like buckle up. So let me play that clip for you guys.
Hey, great. Watch what happens live tonight. after an episode of Atlanta that goes dark. We're going to break it down with Phaedra and Eva Marcille with Bruce behind the bar.
Am I overreacting?
So when I saw this clip, I said, okay, is it really that bad? Like, are we about to see some like ungodly stuff like coming out of Shamea and Porsha's mouth? And I mean, we didn't. It was messy. Like, it wasn't dark to me. This was just messy. And I guess I'm taking this approach, one, because I've been a watcher of reality TV for years, but two, I have seen different iterations of housewives across multiple cities and countries, and we've seen worse, or at least I've seen worse when it comes into the context of what people would deem dark. What we saw with Porsha and Shamea, in my opinion, is a typical friendship falling out. I've had it happen to me where you've been holding on to things and you just are like, you know what? If me and her are not friends, I might as well say what I need to say or what I've been waiting to say. I'm no longer protecting her feelings. And that's what we saw. Neither one of them felt the need to protect each other. So they said what was on their mind at the moment. But it wasn't as dark as Andy was trying to portray it. So with that came a post from Kelly, all right? And she posted this right before the episode aired, maybe 2 hours or an hour before the episode aired. So a lot of people felt as if this was confirmation that Shamea was the one that was in the wrong, but Kelly was like, I'm still going to stick beside my friend. And so this is what Kelly posted on her Instagram. To my bestie, at Shamea Morton, I hope you never let one moment make you question everything God has already shown you about who you are. The strongest women I know aren't the ones who never face hard days. They're the ones who keep showing up with grace, even when it's difficult. I've watched your heart. I've watched your loyalty. I've watched the way you poured into people you love. That's the woman I know. Keep your Mawagi, her last name. Keep your Mawagi crown on, your head high, and your heart soft. The noise will fade, but character always remains. Love you, BlueSky. So Kelly said, look, this is my friend. I'm going to stick beside my friend. And I don't care what the fans have to say. Okay. So I saw that and I said, well, now I wonder if Shamea's going to say something. And it took some time, but then I ended up seeing this post on Twitter by No Chaser TV, and they posted a few things that Shamea posted. So Shamea posted a picture of herself with Kelly and these two statements saying this: when God has his hands on your life, it doesn't matter who has your name in their mouth. The next one was, I'm not overwhelmed because I can't handle it. I'm overwhelmed because I do handle it. All of it, all the effing time. And then the last picture she posted says, stay away from people who need no evidence to believe a lie about you, but need a ton of evidence before considering the truth. I said, oh, so I guess it really went down. Then Porsha posted a picture of herself with the caption, Grace with a warning label. And then she said, new hashtag RHOA episode, hashtag Scotland at Bravo TV. And then the last thing I saw that No Chaser TV put in their collage was about Cynthia. She says, I have done a lot of unusual things on hashtag RHOA, but this one is for the books. Only at Phaedra Parks can convince you to spend the day at a cemetery on a girl's trip to Scotland. In the spirit of burning some of the beef with the ladies, why the hell not? New episode of RHOA is back tonight at Bravo TV at Peacock. Now, I think Cynthia did this out of order because we will be seeing them go to the cemetery on episode 15, which is next Sunday. But I guess they are going to try to squash some of their beefs at the cemetery on episode 15. So the last thing I want to talk about is Watch What Happens Live. The two guests were Miss Eva the Diva and Phaedra Parks. Honestly, they both looked really good. I like when Phaedra has neutral tone hair. Like, I cannot stand it. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I hate when she puts 613 blonde in her head. I hate it. All it reminds me of is her trying to be a geriatric baddie or a Fashion Nova model, and I can't stand it. But when Phaedra wears brown hair or like her, I love when she wears like red hair or the orangey kind of auburn hair. It really looks nice on her. It complements her features, and it actually does not age Phaedra, because when Phaedra wears 613 blonde, it feels as though she is dressed in a costume. It's giving cosplay, girl. And I can't. I mean, now I do love a good cosplay, and I do like to wear some blonde wigs. Okay, I do. But I just love Phaedra when she wears darker colored hair. And Eva looked good as well. Like, she stood up. I said, "Oh, mama is snatched." I said, "Okay, Eva." Mind you, a lot of people has, been saying some comments. Some have been disparaging about Eva's weight. And I saw them back when she did her interview with Jason Lee's show that he has on BET. I feel like she did look a lot skinnier then, and I thought maybe there were some health things wrong. But looking at her now on Watch What Happens Live, she looked good. Maybe it was the lighting on Jason Lee's show, but she looks really good. And their Watch What Happens Live episode was actually quite entertaining, that I kind of felt like, ooh, maybe Eva should come back. Like, I've never thought of them bringing back Eva. I've thought about them bringing back Shamari, because I feel like her husband stopped her from actually having a cool experience. And I feel like she could have gave us so much more, but Ronnie isn't a dick. So he pulled the ranks, and she decided not to further continue on the show. But after seeing Eva on Watch What Happens Live, I was like, I might want to see Eva the Diva back on my screen. I know she's doing that show on BET, All the Queen's Men, or All the Queen. Yeah, I think it's All the Queen's Men. I was about to say All the Queen's Court, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's called All the Queen's Men. And I've seen positive reviews of that show. I have never watched it. I've seen clips of it, but I've never watched it. But she's looking good. Life seems to be going well for her. I think her and Mike might have rekindled things. So yeah, bring back Eva the Diva, okay? But let's get into a few clips that I saw that I found very interesting. So first, let's start off with the fun stuff first, and then let's get into the mess. So we've been talking about the reunion. Everyone's been hinting at the reunion. Phaedra actually played this game where Andy was like, so who was the best dressed? Who was this? Who was that? And some of her answers were kind of interesting to me. So let me pull up that clip for you guys.
By choosing from the bobbing heads of Angela, Cynthia, Drew, K. Michelle, Kelly, Pinky, or Shamea. Besides yourself, who was best dressed?
Porsha.
Who was in the hot seat the most with the rest of the ladies?
Shamea.
Who served as the group's peacemaker?
Yours truly.
Which newbie had the stronger first reunion, Kay or
Hey,
Pinky?
Michelle.
Who delivered the funniest clapbacks?
Angela.
Who brought the most receipts?
Shamea, maybe.
Wait, hold on, I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Drew brought something fun.
Yeah, Drew.
Okay.
Between Drew and Shamea.
Who shed the most tears?
Shamea.
Who received the hardest line of questioning from me, do you think?
Little shortcake, Kelly.
Oh, shortcake.
You cannot call somebody short, Phaedra.
She's smaller than me, so that means she's little tiny. She's nano. But I mean, I love her, though.
Okay. Is there anyone you thought got off too easy?
No, I think you were fair.
Who went out for dinner or drinks after the taping?
I saw Shamea going out.
With other of the ladies?
No, I just saw her going into the hotel dining area.
Did you have dinner with anybody after?
Myself.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So what do y'all think about that? I'm looking forward to the reunion, but I will say Phaedra's answers kind of make it feel like I can kind of tell what's going to happen, like it might be predictable. I hope not. Her saying that Porsha was best dressed, I mean, I think Porsha normally looks really good at reunions. Whoever styles Porsha does a great job. Either she styles herself, but I know she has a glam team, but whoever picks her outfits, they do a great job with her. So I'm not surprised that she would be best dressed. Phaedra saying she was the peacemaker, I don't know about that. I need to see. Her saying that Kelly was the one that got the hardest questions, it's kind of surprising to me, but I guess maybe it might be due to this whole storyline that Porsha threw out there about sleeping with the pastor, or maybe it might have to do more so with her finances. That's what I'm guessing. It may have to be more so for her finances. Shamea being in the hot seat crying the most is not surprising to me, but what is surprising is that between Drew and Shamea, they brought the most receipts. So I'm kind of wondering, what does Drew need receipts for, unless it is for K. Michelle? I don't think she would need receipts for Shamea. Phaedra saying that K. Michelle did the best out of her and Pinky. I mean, but to me, K. Michelle had a lot to prove, so I wouldn't expect anything less from her. Who else did she talk about? Angela having funny reads. Although I'm starting to feel like Angela's reads are rehearsed, they are still funny to a degree. So I'm not surprised about that either. So the next clip I want to play for you guys is Eva playing what she likes and what she dislikes. Andy asked her a series of questions and she gave us some pretty insightful comments. So let me pull that clip up for you guys.
Are you hopeful that Porsha and Kelly's newfound truce in Scotland will last?
Yes, I'm very hopeful. I love Kelly. She's such a sweet girl. And I mean, Porsha's a staple, so it has to work.
What was your reaction when you found out that Porsha was dating a woman?
I love that for her. I mean, be happy. Divorce is hard. Life is hard. Be happy, Porsha.
Which of Angela's reads from the season has left you the most gagged?
We don't have enough time. Honestly, she is a one. I mean, the Smurf, the Mr. Clean. Oh my God.
How do you think Cynthia's doing in her friend of role?
Cynthia is Bailey. She's love and light. She's an OG of OG. So any position you put her in, she'll thrive.
By the way, you came out when K. Michelle said she was joining the show. You were like, that's my girl. How do you think she's doing?
I think she's doing well. I did a stage play with K. Michelle, so I traveled and worked with her for 4 months. So I know her professionally. That's my friend. And she asked me what I thought about her doing the show. Told her, strap up and get ready.
Yes.
But I think she's doing a good job. I mean, you know, it's not an easy thing to do.
As an actress yourself, what was your reaction to Drew insisting she wouldn't have to audition for Pinky's TV show?
We always audition. I have 2 auditions when I leave here, and I still have a TV show that's on its 5th season. Like, we all audition.
Do you think Porsha, Drew, and Phaedra had a scheme against Kay from this jump?
I mean, having been a part of this world, any scheme you can conjure will always die before it's ever executed. So I can promise you that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
So 2 things that I took away from this clip. Number 1, I do appreciate Eva slightly shading Drew, basically being like, girl, I have a TV show. It's on its 5th season and I got 2 auditions after this. And it kind of just confirms what I was thinking about Drew when it came to her auditioning or not wanting to audition for Pinky's, pilot. I think Drew just felt like she was above it. I do. What was the point of you showing up to that scene if you had no plans on auditioning? What was the point of you referencing that you don't wait in lines when there was a boatload of people waiting in line to audition? It just felt like Drew felt like she was above it, so she didn't want to participate in it. And I didn't really like that. So I do appreciate Eva being like, girl, she could have auditioned if she really wanted to. Now, when it comes to her talking about K. Michelle and this whole plot, I mean, Eva would know, and maybe and here's the thing with the whole plot and K. Michelle. There's a piece of me that does feel like they were plotting on her based off the way I see certain people in this group move. But then there's another part of me that just feels like she was overthinking everything and waiting for the shoe to drop. And sometimes that anticipation for waiting for something to happen will work you up so badly into a tizzy that you make the wrong decisions or you implicate people that haven't done anything to you. But there have been moments where I'm like, I kind of do feel like they were playing in K. Michelle's face, but I do think the way she went about disseminating the information didn't help her in the long run. It made her look crazy. It did. It did. So I do agree with Eva where she's like, sometimes when people try to plot on you, it falls apart before it ever makes it to camera because you can't control how everybody else is going to behave. But we'll see. So the next clip we're going to get into is Eva and Phaedra answering, I think it was a viewer's question or potentially Andy's question about what Shamea said, stating that Porsha told her Shamea becoming a full-time housewife would change the dynamics of their friendship. And both Eva and Phaedra feeling as though being a full-time housewife should not change anybody's friendship or relationship. So let me pull up that clip.
With Shamea, that her friendship with Porsha was never going to be the same once she became a full-time housewife.
Ugh. You know, friendships are what you need. You need your girlfriends. Life happens. So I wish it wasn't the way it is. I think that there's some world where they can get back together. I hope so.
Well, I don't think becoming a housewife should change your friendship. I think we celebrate each other in everything. So I don't think because you become a housewife or your friend should change how you feel about someone and how you connect with them. Because if you're friends, you're going to be friends through thick and thin.
Agreed. But friendships do go through their little ebbs and flows.
I was kind of surprised where we wound up at the reunion relating to this, and we'll deal with that later.
Ew.
I mean, I agree with Eva and Phaedra that Shamea joining the show or anyone joining the show that their friend is on should not change their relationship. But that's not the reality of what we're seeing here. I'm going to be honest. Am I the biggest Porsha fan? I used to be, not no more. Am I the biggest Shamea fan? No. I'm indifferent towards Shamea. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. So I say this unbiasedly, but I have always felt that Porsha never really wanted Shamea to be a part of this show. And I think actions speak louder than words. Even though Porsha has said several times that she wanted Shamea to be a part of the show and she advocated for her to be a part of the show, I only feel like she did that to check a box. Because in Porsha's body language and the way in which she has shown up in Shamea's life on the show, it's clear that there is some resentment there. Now, let's be real. Porsha was probably territorial because Housewives was her thing. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We all want things to ourselves. She probably felt like Shamea has the singing and the dancing. Like, why do you want to do this? You hosting and stuff like that. Let this just be mine. And I think for the longest time, Porsha was okay with Shamea just being a friend of, because she was doing that in a support role. I think things had changed as time has went on, because you could definitely tell that Porsha and Shamea drifted apart before they started even filming season 16 because of the way that they spoke to each other and things like that. And I just think the show made it worse. And that's just what it is. Now, am I saying Porsha is totally wrong? No. And I'm not saying Shamea is totally wrong. I think they both have faults when it comes to the breakdown in their friendship. I honestly feel like they should have never rekindled their friendship after season 9. You gonna sit there and let Phaedra say that I'm sleeping with Candy, and Todd, you're not my real friend. You don't even show up to my wedding or even my engagement party because of some medical, incident or having some health concerns. But then the next season, you getting on a plane to Japan fully pregnant. Yeah, girl, you never wanted to come. And if I was Shamea, I would have never rekindled that friendship, but she did. So in doing so, that means that y'all restarted the friendship, and Porsha's faults are no longer as big as they could have been because you decided to accept it. And that's just what it is. So the next clip I want to play for you guys is an audience member asking why Phaedra and Porsha didn't call Angela out when it came to her talking about Shamea to her neighbor. So let me pull up that clip.
I wanted to know, how come you and Porsha did not call out Angela after the phone call when you realized she was lying?
So here's the thing. This is what's interesting, and I didn't see it until I actually saw the show. When all of the stuff went on with George, me and Porsha we were upstairs doing the rooms. So when we came down, we knew it was a commotion going on, but we never, in our minds, it was just a hearsay, he say, she say. So we wasn't really sure. So when I saw it on the episode, that's when I really realized that she had said Shamea slept with George. I never realized that until I literally saw it on TV.
All right.
Phaedra is being dishonest. Like, girl, you were fully aware of what was being discussed. You were sitting at the dinner table when Angela was like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Shamea. You were a part of everyone saying, hurt her feelings, Angela. And you were in the room. Just be real that you didn't care that it was Shamea. And I think that's where people like to shout that there's a double standard, because if y'all caught Shamea lying and digging up dirt the way that y'all caught Angela, y'all would have nailed Shamea to the cross. You would have. You would have. And y'all caught Angela in 4K. Ashley admitted that Angela was asking her about Shamea, so digging up information. So that should let y'all know Angela probably has dug up information on all of y'all. And maybe y'all are trying to play it cool because y'all got something for Angela next season. But let's call a thing a thing. Y'all, Phaedra, you lying. You lying, mamas. So the last clip I want to play for you guys is Phaedra basically revealing that Apollo's son that he just found out about, that we actually saw at the basketball game, Maggie Madness. Phaedra filmed a scene introducing her sons to their older brother. And she talked about how she really enjoys him, how her sons have a really great relationship with him. And she even looks at him as her son. I am so surprised that we didn't get to see that. And y'all know I have been one of the ones saying, what's the point of Phaedra being around if she's not going to give us anything? Like, she hasn't given us anything. And that would have been an interesting scene to watch. So let me play that clip for you guys.
From South Africa said you went to the Bailey Bowl game with Apollo's first son. What has the relationship between him and your two boys been like?
It's excellent.
That's great.
It is so good.
So it's like they suddenly have a big brother.
And I trust him so much. I mean, he and I just love him. Like,
that's
he's my own
great.
son, yeah. So I wish they would have shown when I introduced him, but that didn't make the cut. But yeah, so he's a part of our family. I mean, we love him.
That is really great.
Yeah. He's so sweet.
Come on, Mama Bear.
But by the way, I mean, the boys, the boys must be so excited to suddenly have a big brother.
No, but they work out together. I mean, he picks them up. If I say I need you to babysit, he'll come over. I mean, he is the best big brother. We love you, Trey.
So I kind of got to take a little bit of slack away from Phaedra. That's production's fault. Why would they not showcase that? Like, we're getting bits and pieces of everybody else. Like, why not show Phaedra introducing Apollo's son, her children's older half brother, to them? And it's clear that they have a pretty decent relationship because he pulled up to Maggie Madness and it wasn't awkward. He was talking to everybody. So it's clear that he's comfortable with Phaedra. I don't get why production wouldn't show us that. So that's on production. I mean, that still doesn't make a good case for Phaedra in the sense of me saying she ain't done nothing. But she had something, a little something. So I don't know why they didn't show that to us. But that's all I got for you guys today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hype me up if you can. And as always, remember to be bravely authentic, y'all. And I'm out. Deuces.